Guys, welcome back to another Mary Kay Wednesday. I know I kind of had this forgotten somewhere because if you watch yesterday or this week's video where I shared that my grandma's here and my dad is here visiting, you know that it's hard to keep up with 4 kids, a husband, a house, 2 dogs, which they're my kids as well, so I basically have 6 kids, and you know, it's just summer, kids are home, so it's kind of getting out of hand, and I'm trying to get into a new routine that I didn't have while they were at school. So anyways, I just wanted to share with you today my foundation routine, my full coverage foundation routine using Mary Kay products. Yes, and I do have a technique on how I use these products. This is not the way that Mary Kay says you're supposed to use them. This is how I do it. I use a lot of this makeup setting spray so the makeup lasts all day long, because it blends better, because it stays better, because it works better. If you want to skip this because you feel like it's too much, then you by all means do it. There's no need to use this product. You're gonna get a very long wear out of the products themselves. But for me, when I'm going to be doing this full coverage foundation routine, it's either because I'm going to a party or I'm going to be using the makeup all day long for about 16 hours. So I want something that is going to last and that it's going to look as fresh as when I first applied it in the morning. So of course, this is my way of doing it. By all means, you can skip any steps. I'm not saying I'm a pro here and that I was trained by Mary Kay or anything like that. I'm just sharing with you what works for me, and I'm going to give you the step-by-step. It's not about the brushes or anything. I mean, you can use any foundation brush that works for you. If it's more dense, it will give you more coverage. If we're more loose, then it will give you a lighter coverage. It's basically how I mix the products, the order that I apply them, that I'm gonna go through and kind of share with you the whys and what I like in specific, what I don't like, and all that stuff. So if you're interested in knowing how to achieve a full coverage effect my way using Mary Kay products, then keep watching this video. So before I start with the primer and foundation and powders and everything, one of the things that is really important to me anyways is keeping in mind that the skincare routine that you have specifically for the morning needs to be done before I do my makeup. It's gonna help you to kind of get rid of all that dead skin that is sitting on top of your skin. So for me, what I did, I used a brush this morning with my cleanser, and that way I gently exfoliated my skin in order to apply some kind of makeup. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that I already applied my sunscreen. I am using the Chorus one because it's the one that it works for my face. I can use a Mary Kay one in the rest of the body, but for my face I need something that is more lightweight. So it doesn't matter if it's a Mary Kay product or any other, I always make sure that I apply a little bit of sunscreen before applying my makeup. Now I have the primer right here. I will put pictures and I will put names on the screen right now because I feel like otherwise this video is going to be pretty long since I have a lot to say about these products. So what I'm going to be doing is just getting this primer, rubbing in between both of my fingers, and I'm just going to start to apply it all over my face. Now I'm going to start in the center, so my T-zone kind of thing, and then I'm going to blend it outwards on my face, just because the center part of your face, it's what usually the human eye look at to the most. It's just that specific area. We're not looking into the cheeks or anything, the back of our, you know, face. It's usually this part right here, and it's the part where it produces more oils and you can break through the makeup, and also it's that part where the makeup tends to just kind of wear off easier. So for that reason, I'm gonna start in the center of my face, especially on my nose, this part right here. So whatever your foundation or your products fade the most, and then we're gonna blend it outwards. And basically what this does is just make sure that your skin, it's very soft, so the foundation, the BB cream, whatever you're gonna use on top, is just gonna blend and it's gonna slide on top of the primer instead of going into the pores and maximizing or enhancing, you know, the texture that we have on our skin. So right now my color for the matte wear liquid foundation, Time Wise one, it's a beige 8. I know that sometimes my other skin looks lighter, but it's the same color. It's just that the light hits me directly into my face and it creates shadows underneath here, but it's just, I am getting tan just because I'm going to the pool every single day for about an hour and a half. So beige 8 for now, it's my perfect color. So what I'm going to be doing is kind of dotting it all over my face and then start to blend it. Now this foundation is matte and it sets quickly, so if it does take you longer to do it, then do it in sections. Today I'm going to do just this part so you can see the coverage and you can kind of compare side by side. The setting spray and a foundation brush, and I'm going to spritz it here. So this way, with this trick, what I can do is set my foundation and at the same time make it look more natural. Even though this is a full cover foundation, a full coverage foundation, it does give me the coverage, but I don't know if you can see the difference. It looks natural. So if you're using this matte formula by Mary Kay, try this trick. And then on top of that, if you decide that you're not going to wear anything on top of it, like blush or bronzer or anything, this makes it transfer proof completely. So that's another thing that I like about doing this technique. Now, as you can see, I did a thin layer. And if you compare it side by side, that is the coverage that it gives me. So if I was in a hurry, I don't need concealer because, you know, just conceal my dark circles. I am still gonna use a little bit of concealer, but just so you know, if you do this trick, the foundation, it's gonna glide even better. And on top of that, you can use it as a concealer as well. Before I move on to the other side of the face, so you can kind of compare the coverage at least of these two things, is I'm gonna apply the concealer. Now the yellow concealer by Mary Kay, it's amazing. I love it. It just has great coverage. It sets to a powder consistency, but I always have to use another product. In this case, I'm gonna use the eye primer, just because I feel like whenever I use the concealer by itself, it sets into my fine lines, and maybe 2 hours into my day I see yellow in my fine lines underneath my eyes. It's like, you know, and emphasizing or increasing the attention to that area. So what I've been doing is I've been applying a little bit of the eye primer. So I use it on the lid and I also use it under my eyes. When I do that, I feel like, number one, the concealer runs better underneath my eyes and it doesn't set as quickly as when I don't. Another thing that I do is do this for, it's just because I feel like it makes my concealer stay creamier throughout the day, which is something that I like because it's very dry in my under eye. And number three, I feel like this helps not set into the fine line. So like we did with the primer for all over the face, so the foundation would glide on top and not sit on my pores. This is pretty much the same idea. It's just we're just gonna change the products to make it work for me. Now, if you're the kind of person that you love the concealer by Mary Kay, you don't need to do this extra step. By all means, skip it. I'm just sharing with you how I do it and why I do it. In case that you have the same problem, maybe you can try this technique. Now, what I'm gonna do is, this is totally optional. I know it's gonna be some people that it's not gonna like it, but what I do is I spritz once again my foundation brush with this. I let it kind of dry for just a few seconds, and then I blend my foundation, my concealer. And as you can see, I mean, it's not completely wet, this, so it's not, you know, it's not gonna mess with the coverage, but this is what it's gonna do. It's gonna set the concealer better than if you spritz it, you know, at the end. I know there's people that say you're not supposed to apply this product under your eyes, but we're spritzing it on our face, our entire face. I even spritz it on my eyes to set my eye makeup. If you feel like this is too much for you, please skip it. But for me, this gives me the most coverage that lasts all day long, and that it's really sweat proof. It's just, you know, once you put this on, you will be able to see that it doesn't move at all. So I don't like the trend in me the highlighting trend that it's bright and it makes the center of your face too bright. Sometimes I do it with a concealer that it's one shade lighter, sometimes kind of my shade, but in this case I'm not going to do it because I don't do it with my Mary Kay products. Number one, I feel like it looks weird just because of my skin tone. Whenever I apply something that it's like in the center, it seems like I just didn't take the time to blend my foundation, and that's my personal preference. But if you are the kind of person that likes that highlighter center of the face, this is the perfect time to do it. You just get your yellow concealer, you apply it into kind of the center of your face, the bottom part, not the top, but you get up to this part right here. Then you go into the center of the nose, you can go into your cupid's bow, this area right here, and also the chin. And then what you can do is just blend it with the same foundation brush or another brush and a little bit of, yes, you guessed it, my Mary Kay setting spray, which makes everything last longer. I'm gonna take this powder. This is the powder foundation in the color beige 1.5. Now there are two ways that you can do this. If you have acne or if you have a lot of things that you want to cover, texture on your skin, whatever that may be, you may use this kind of kabuki brushes. The ones that, this one is the e.l.f. powder brush. This is gonna pack the color around the brush. So basically what I do is I just get whatever it's on the lid, just go like this and then press it to kind of push the product inside the skin, and that way it's gonna create more coverage. And that's what I usually do whenever I want more coverage. Now today what I'm going to be using is a big powder brush. This is very fluffy and this gives me more of an airbrush finish. This will give me more coverage. And another thing, if you're going to do this, please do it in small or thin layers because you can get cakey quickly if you apply too much product. So make sure that you do one layer, you look at your face and say, oh, do I need another one? Then you go back in and apply a little bit more and do it little by little and kind of build up the product. Now with this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get whatever it's on the cap. I'm just transferring some product. And what I'm going to be doing is just kind of blend it into circles into my skin, especially this area right here. I want to make sure that it does blend into my hairline. And this is going to set my foundation. It's going to give me the airbrush finish. And I'm also going to use it on my eyes because I don't like lighter powders as much as I don't like lighter concealers or that highlight trend. So if you want to do it, then by all means get a lighter powder and just do the rest of your face, and then you do that small area, or vice versa. You can do that first and then do the powder and kind of blend it a little bit better. But for me, this what it does when I use this powder brush is that it doesn't sit on my skin. It blends with my foundation, it sets my foundation, it makes it last longer. Of course I have the setting spray underneath, and at the same time it kind of bakes the powder into my skin, and I don't get any, it doesn't look like I'm using any kind of powder on my skin. I'm gonna do a little comparison side by side. I like that my eyes, even though it's just from the beginning you could see a difference, but with the concealer and everything, my eyes look lifted. It looks younger, it looks better. It doesn't emphasize the little bag or the fine lines or anything that I have under my eyes. With this one, as you can see, you can see even my skin looking, it's just, compare with the side with foundation, you can tell the difference. Also, this lines right here, this one, it's a lot better than this one because it does have that dead skin that even though I exfoliate and everything, there is always a little bit more darkness than in the rest of my face. It's just, you can tell the difference with this foundation routine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the other side and I'll be right back. That was it for this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, remember to give this video a thumbs up or let me know in the comments down below if you have a different technique, if you have something that works for you, if you're like, no, you should do it this way because I've been using it for 20 years and I can see a difference. My skin looks even better than yours. Please share it with me. I love to read those comments as well. Add all the makeup products in the description box down below, so check that out if you're interested in knowing the kind of colors and the products and everything if you forgot. If you want to see more Mary Kay videos, let me know what you want to see. Do you want to see more tutorials? Do you want to see any review? If I have the products, I'll be more than happy to share with you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Mwah.